How's it guys and girls? Today is not going to be a hunting video, but I'm sure it will be of interest to a lot of you guys out there that want to record your shots and make scope cam videos. So scope camming has become a major thing these days around the shooting community, either for plinking purposes or hunting purposes, just to see what the pellet or slug is doing in flight or record that perfect shot. Now most of us would like to own the top of the range setup from Eaglevisioncam, which is just amazing. The GoPro with the lens, and this whole setup is made out of aluminium or aluminum depending on how you want to pronounce it, but really built like a tank, and like I said, top of the range. But not a lot of us have the money to buy a setup like this. Luckily Eaglevisioncam has a setup that's been out there for many years, and I haven't touched on it forever. So for the first time I'm going to show you guys how it looks like and what it is. So putting this aside and grabbing this is the Eaglevisioncam SIDECAM setup for a mobile phone. Now depending on what phone you own, you'll be able to record up to 240 frames per second in full HD, but this is just really a awesome product that I really think a lot of you guys really should look into. Price wise, worthwhile, and you can always, when you own this, you can just buy the GoPro and the GoPro mount and the lens, and it can fit onto this as well. You don't need to buy two separate setups. So nice, very nice there. So taking a look at the packaging of this, all of Eaglevisioncam's products come in a hard case like this. So even if you buy a small GoPro lens, it will come in a similar hard case like this, just a little bit smaller. But thumbs up there to Masood from Eaglevisioncam for making sure that all the products are well protected when it's shipped out to all the customers out there. Opening up the hard case will reveal what's on the inside, and by opening it up, I'm just going to put this aside quickly so I can show you guys what's here. Let's start and show you. On the inside you have this foam cutout here with all the bits and pieces that you're basically going to need to make this whole thing fit onto your scope. So you have a little cutout here for your GoPro, and like I mentioned before, if you own this and on a later stage you have the money to buy a GoPro with the GoPro mount or brackets, you can just put it inside here as well. So really nice. First of all, we have our Prism. This is a 25% by 75%, and what that means is 25% of the image quality will go to your eye and 75% will go to the phone or to the GoPro. So if you're serious about making hunting videos or recording your scope cam videos, this is the way to go. There's a other 50 by 50 percent Prism as well, but there's no difference in price, so rather go for the better one. Oh, and the DonnyFL showed up as well. After that we have these little offset rings. Now what these are for are basically to determine the eye relief from the phone or the GoPro to the Prism. So you can undo them and put 1, 2 or 3 of them in. Again, depending on your setup, you can do so. Then you have your eye cap. The eye cap is to prevent glare from the back side of the Prism to enter the Prism and give you a glary image. So you will also see this is a smaller cup compared to the previous versions, where it had a longer cup that compresses and prevents you to see your picture clearer. So a nice touch there as well. Then a little lanyard for your pack, your hard case, and your universal clamp that will fit almost every scope out there. As you can see here in front of me, I have this bit already set up. I'm going to take it off quickly. So your offset rings go onto the Prism on the one side. You have these little indications here, so you cannot do this wrong. Little arrows that point upwards, so if this is your scope side, the image will go to your eye. So all these little bits and pieces can only go into one place. It cannot go to other place, so they made sure you cannot set up this whole thing wrong. So again, everything is made out of aluminium or aluminum. Like I said, really tough and strong. It's really something, like I said, you guys have to take a look at if you have the money to do so. I'm going to put this here, and then let's talk about the mounting plate. Now the mounting plate comes in a little bag like this, also protected by a little foam cover. I'm not going to take this out. I'll show you in a bit how it looks like. You also have this little adapter. Before we get to the adapter, you have your mounting plate that looks like this, and you also get some accessories in a bag that looks like this. Now inside of this bag are these little offset pins and some of these little screws inside here to mount your phone onto, so your phone does not fall out. So really nice. I must say the quality on these things are just remarkable. This little adapter goes onto the mounting plate, so depending on what phone you are using, it will the lens will look through one of these little holes. So you just need to make sure that this little adapter goes to that hole where the lens are going to look through, and then you have your plastic screws, and the plastic screws will then fasten onto those offset rings, and yeah, it will prevent it from falling off, and you can just level it out by loosening the screws as well. You also get in the bag is supplied some grub screws with an Allen key, so you can put the grub screws in there if you don't want to use these little plastic screws. So for demonstration purposes, I'm only going to use the plastic screws, not to scratch everything up and so on. Also supplied on the inside of the bag, if I pick it up here on the top side, we have your plastic screws, like I said, double-sided 3M tape, and what that is for this magnet. So if you have a spare hard case for your phone lying around, you can take the 3M tape and stick it onto the magnets, and then take there's 2 rows of magnets. The other row you can take some of the 3M tape and stick it onto the mounting plate, and it will be much quicker to mount the phone onto that mounting plate each time. Just be careful with the magnets on phones. I know it can cause trouble, but yeah, these ones are small, so I don't think they will cause too much damage if they would have. I don't think Masood would have also supplied them if they would have cause damage to your phone, so I think they are fairly safe to use. Also supplied inside of the bag is a little Bluetooth remote, and you can pair this up and use it as a little trigger to record every time you're just about to take the shot. So this is really a nice touch, which will make your life so much easier when you want to record, just by, you know, getting everything lined up and then press record on this remote, making sure that, you know, you don't need to look onto that phone screen the whole time, and by the time you want to take that shot, the thing that you want to shoot flies off, runs off, or whatever the case may be. Target shooting, not really that big deal, so yeah. Anyways, moving this along, I'm quickly going to take this off. So at the end of the day, when you fit everything together on the Prism, it should look like this, and then afterwards, if you mount your mounting plate on it, it will look something like this. So now you can just take your phone, and I just need to loosen this up a little bit. You can just slide your phone in there, fasten the screws like so, and you're ready to go. This really makes it so much easier for a lot of guys out there that want to save a little bit of money, not buying that GoPro, like I said. And honestly, you'll still get really good quality image out of this whole setup. If you place it, this one goes on the left hand side. I prefer it on the left hand side because my cocking lever is on the right hand side. But either way, if you're a left hand shooter or right hand shooter, you can put it on the left hand side, or even flip it over to go to the right hand side as well. So the choice are yours, and you can even put it on top as well if you really want to, if you choose to do it that way. So really simple and easy to use. Let's head over quickly to the app that you are going to use to record all these things. So without further ado, let's quickly get into that. So without wasting any time, I'm going to make this short and sweet. You can use your default phone app, either on an Android phone or Apple phone, it doesn't matter. But there are some restrictions when it comes to this, because you will only be able to record up to 4K if your phone allows it in 60 or 30 frames per second. But if you want to record up to 240 frames per second, it will prevent you to zoom in, and you want to zoom in on those crosshairs to be able to see what you want to shoot. So the app that I'm using is Filmic Pro. It is an app that you need to pay for. It's also available for Apple and for Android. Really something great that will take advantage of the whole camera on your phone, and you can manipulate this whole thing to record 240 frames per second, either in full HD or in 720p, which is also not too bad. So what I'm going to do now is I'm quickly going to do a screen record here to show you guys what it is all about. So first of all, you're going to go into the app Filmic Pro. And okay, so now I have my settings inside here. I'll share this with you guys on the screen. As you guys can see right here at the bottom, my camera is currently on 60 frames per second in 1080p, which is full HD. If I go into the settings right here by resolutions, we can keep it on 1080p. I'm not going to change anything there. I'm going to head back to frame rates, and I'm going to select 240 frames per second. Okay, it is selected. If I go back here, go back again, I can see here at the bottom, people just want to flip over here. Now it is in 240 frames per second, full HD. So if I click on this little wheel here, I have my zoom and my focus here on the right hand side. So if I put everything together now, I can then manually focus onto the reticle, which I want to do because I want the reticle to be crisp and clear. Everything in the background then will also be focused with your parallax wheel, and that will determine the clarity of your the target that you are basically shooting will be determined. The focus of the target, sorry, will be determined by the parallax wheel. So other than that, you don't really need to stress about everything or anything else. You are just going to hit record then here, or press your remote, and it will start recording in 240 frames per second. So basically that's that when it comes to the cell phone app. Really a super strong app to make films and to record your scope cam footage. So let me quickly set this whole thing up, and then I'm going to use my beautiful wife as the shooter. She's going to shoot some targets for us. 3 water bottles that I got and filled up with water, and hopefully that will make a nice splash at the end of the range. And just show you guys how it looks like in real time, and obviously in slow motion as well in 240 frames per second. So you guys can see that you can really get good quality video out of your cell phone. Okay, our first one is at, it looks like 50. No, 40. Okay, you can squeeze the trigger. 40 is dead on. Oh, Forgot to press record. Go from here. Okay, 40. Nice. Again on 40 on the cap. Beautiful. Okay, next one. 52. Oh, nicely done. And then the last one. 76. Nice. And take another shot. Beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Okay, as you guys can see, the scenery did change a little bit today. This is the following day. Unfortunately, yesterday when we wanted to record in 240 frames per second in Full HD using the Filmic Pro app, it just decided not to work anymore. Now I think it's because of the update that Android devices got on the 1st of October, and that might influence the whole Filmic Pro app. When it comes to the Apple devices, I'm not 100% sure if the Filmic Pro app will still work there. Just go make sure if you already own it, and leave some information down below in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, when it comes to the Android devices though, the update that we got on the 1st of October now allows us to go into the camera app and select the Pro video mode, which is actually very nice. You can go manipulate some of the settings there, but you'll only be able to record up to 60 frames per second. And I think the best resolution will be Ultra HD, which is not too bad because you have a lot of resolutions to work with. Now 60 frames per second isn't too bad. If you use the correct editing software, you'll still be able to get good slow-mo footage. So yeah, I'll make a video, a hunting video, where I only use my cell phone to record the shots, and then I'll show you guys how good it looks. But from the footage that we recorded yesterday using the standard camera app on the Samsung phone, it really did not look that bad, considering it's still in 60 frames per second. So guys, if you are from South Africa and you might be interested in a product like this, or any Eaglevisioncam product for that matter, please head down to agsastore.com. I'm the seller of these guys, or the retailer of these amazing products here in South Africa, and you can find all the nice products of Eaglevisioncam there. If you're from somewhere else in the world and you would also be interested in a product like this, please use the affiliated links down in the video description. This would really help my channel moving forward as well. And if you also know someone that might be interested in something like this and might enjoy this video, please share it with them. Also remember to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It will really help this video out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.